Hello and welcome. In this episode, we will be talking about a phenomenon called Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response or ASMR. Now, some of you may have heard about ASMR, some of you may have experienced it, and it is quite possible that most of you may not even have heard or experienced ASMR yet. So, ASMR is a pleasantly warm and a tingling sensation that starts on the top of our head and which moves slowly down our neck and through the spine. And this sensation is triggered by visuals or sounds such as the sound of someone whispering or paper clinking, and when somebody's sound of somebody tapping his or her fingernails or something on a surface, or even soft paint brushes moving on human skin, or the sound of somebody cutting soap into pieces, or even the sound of somebody eating food, etc. And these triggers can change from person to person. Some things that trigger ASMR for some people may not do it for others, and it varies a lot. And it has been seen that some people use these ASMR trigger videos and sounds to get good sleep as well. Out there on the internet, there are thousands of people who create ASMR videos, and very few of them are celebrities in their own standing. And there we have seen many celebrities like Cardi B who have endorsed ASMR content on the internet. And some of these celebrities who create ASMR videos have millions of followers, and some popular ASMR videos have crores of views on YouTube. And it is said that in 2020-21 and in the recent times, ASMR has been among the top maybe 4 or 5 search terms on YouTube as well. And in the Indian languages also, we have some ASMR videos in Hindi and other regional languages, but ASMR does not seem to be such a hit in the Indian languages, at least yet. And there are some other triggers which cannot be recreated on YouTube or as videos. Triggers such as role plays, when one person plays a role of the hair cutting for the other person. So when this person whose hair is being cut gets ASMR sensation, or physical actions such as drawing your fingers on the back of someone. All these can also be triggers for ASMR for those people who experience this phenomenon. And as I already said, there are many people, or maybe the majority of people around us, do not experience ASMR sensations at all. And it is also true that some people, at least a few people, are extremely repulsed or put off with what are ASMR triggers for others. So if the sound of someone eating food is an ASMR trigger for you, this may be a very very much disturbing sound for another person. And discussions on ASMR started around 2007 on the internet, some discussion forums. Up until then, there was not much of a literature or a discussion on these sensations, because most people who experienced it maybe thought it was some kind of an anomaly, or maybe they thought that it's a one-off incident, it does not happen to many people. For some reason, it was not much discussed. And this term ASMR was coined in 2010 by a cybersecurity expert called Jennifer Allen, who thought that this sensation needs to be given a name, and she coined it. And so this term ASMR is not scientific as such, because this did not originate in scientific discussions. Rather, the term came up from a person who was in participating in discussions on the internet and came up with this term. So this may change, since once we get more studies, or once we get more more interest of the scientific community on this phenomenon, we may get new names for this phenomenon as well. And Up until now, there have been some studies into ASMR, some surveys have been done, some lab experiments have also been conducted. One thing that we can be sure is that this experience of ASMR is real. It's not imagined. It's not something that happens just because of expectancy. When you expect this to happen, it's not that it can happen only because you are expecting it. It genuinely happens with some people, and it has been suggested by some researchers that people who experience ASMR may also be sensitive to some other sounds, or rather intolerant to some sounds. There is a condition called misophonia, where you are extremely irritated, you are unable to stand certain sounds. We all may get annoyed by certain sounds, that's quite normal, but for a person with misophonia, they are not able to even withstand certain sounds, such as someone eating, or a sloppy eater or something. So those kind of sounds, for a person with misophonia, these sounds propel extremely difficult extreme reactions from them. So it has been suggested that people who experience ASMR may be prone to, or may have this tendency for misophonia. And as I already said, nothing has been accepted as good evidence yet, because we have only a very few studies in this area. And fMRI studies regarding ASMR have shown that certain brain regions get activated or get more activity when people experience ASMR phenomenon. So these regions, some of these are related to the reward area in the brain. Also, it has been connected to self-awareness areas and areas in the brain which process social information, the information about our outside world, and also areas which are connected to emotional arousal in us. So one thing that is being said is that the experience of ASMR is something that is unique. It's at the same time it is relaxing, and also it is arousing in other terms. So we need more studies and more evidence to be sure about what happens actually, or why this happens and all. Those kind of information is not yet published by the scientific community. And some researchers have also proposed that the experience of ASMR may be related to the experience in other primates, such as monkeys, where they engage in grooming each other, which we may have seen when you have visited a zoo or something. And once these ASMR videos started to be published on YouTube, and people started using them repeatedly for getting this ASMR experience, it has been seen that a particular trigger that triggers ASMR experience in you, it may not last long, or its strength may reduce by passing time, and eventually this experience of ASMR may disappear for a particular trigger. So so once you get used too much to one particular trigger for an ASMR, you may have to use another trigger to get the same ASMR experience again. So this is something that has been noticed once this large number of ASMR videos began appearing on the YouTube. Even about these findings also, we don't have enough of scientific evidence to say something definitively. So in summary, ASMR is a real phenomenon. There are some people who experience ASMR phenomenon, and the studies or the evidence about ASMR is slowly emerging in the scientific world. Some people are still skeptical of this phenomenon at all, and it's okay if you experience ASMR, well and good for you, and it's also okay if you do not experience ASMR. It is quite possible that the majority of the population on the earth do not experience ASMR per se. So that's it about what we know so far about the ASMR phenomenon. If more interesting information comes out about this phenomenon, we'll get back with another episode on that. Till then, thank you.